Hello, my name is Diana, and today I'm going to show you how to do a single layer boutique bow. If you've seen my previous episode of this series, then you will see that I showed you how to make or line an alligator clip, a French barrette, and how to add a little tiny bow on top if you wanted to do that. Today we're just going to use a lined alligator clip, and I'm going to show you how to do this. Now please be aware that I may not get the loops exactly right the first time with this size, but this is going to happen. I've been doing this for a few years now, 2 or 3 years, and I still don't always get it exactly right. Don't let it discourage you. It takes a lot of practice to learn how to do this. And I know it seems funny because it's just simple bows, but that's what it is. Okay, so what we want to do is watch my fingers on how I do this, because that's going to be important. This is how I'm holding it, and I'm going to just bring it, and I'm holding it like this. Bring it up and around, and I'm going to grab it with my left hand. Then I'm once again going to grab it with my right hand. Then we're going to bring this part up and around again. Now with these two, you want to have it come down. You don't want it sitting like this. That's not going to give us the effect that we want. It's not going to give us the nice loops. So you want to have it come facing down, curved, a little curved, but that's it. Then we're going to take this, I'm grabbing it with my 2 fingers here and my thumb, and I'm pushing it up. If your loops aren't exactly right, not a big deal. I'm going to show you how to fix that. So once again, watch my fingers. You're going to bring this up and under. I have the loop, and I grabbed it. This is what it looks like in the back. I'm holding on this side, and I'm also holding on this side. Yes, on both sides with 2 different fingers. Then I'm going to grab it with this hand, with all my fingers, and just bring it back up and around again. And you're going to curve it. You see that? You're going to curve it. And I wanted to show you the little tail, so I want it a little bit longer. So I'm going to stop and make the loops a little bit smaller, and you can watch how I do it again. When I did this, I brought these fingers back and grabbed it on this side. Grab it with this hand. Bring it up and around. Now we have a nice tail. A little bit too long, not a big deal. So I have my thread, and I pulled it off from my serger. This is the part that's very important. You want to take this very end, you're going to push it up, and I'm using this 4-finger here to push it in and up. I'm going to keep my fingers exactly like that. Once I push it up, I'm going to grab that scrunch with these 2 fingers, okay? So I'm going to push it once again in the same way. You see how I did that? Then I'm going to grab it with this finger. Both of these little rivets here. Push it again. And then just push this part down. So I have, about 4 creases in there. The more creases, the better, because it will look better on your bow. Now I'm going to take this thread, and all I'm doing is wrapping approximately where the middle is. Cut it off. Pull, but not too tight, because I don't want to break the thread. And then I'm just going to knot it a couple times. Sorry, I'm hitting the stand here for the camera and shaking it a little bit. That's fine. I got it knotted at least once. Otherwise I just cut it off. So this is what it ends up looking like. You see it? We don't want to keep it like that. We're going to open it up a little bit. See? Back and forth. Open it up a little bit. Don't pull too hard. Now I'm gonna take this, and I want the tail, but this tail looks a little bit too long. I'm just gonna cut it like this. Just like that. And then light it. See that? So, if your loops didn't look good, mine look pretty even, you could pull side to side over here, look. See? That'll make this loop bigger. I'm gonna pull back, and it makes this loop smaller. It just evens it out. And you can do both sides. You can do the top and bottom. Now the tail can stay on the top, or you can flip it around and it could be at the bottom. Whichever you like. It's not a big deal. Now the second part of this is using a needle and thread to go through the creases to just make sure it stays better. So I'm just gonna go right in between here of where I had it, and then I'm gonna push down, and it just popped right up. If you have a flimsy needle, it's not gonna work very well. Oop. And then I'm gonna pull through. It's not very good, it's kind of knotted right here. I'm gonna pull through, and then I'm gonna bring it around. Then you could either push it through one more time, or you can kind of sew into this. Go like this. Loop it through this open part right here. Pull. And then you could go, you know, one more time. I'm pushing through kind of hard here. And that was it. That's all you need to do. It knots it. It gets it nice and secure. And I'm just going to put this back over here for now. So here we go. Now I'm just going to maneuver a little bit because I sewed it. I'm going to open it up a little bit. It looks very nice and perky. So like my last tutorial, I lined the clip. So what I'm going to do is glue it right here on the clip. Flip this around and just glue it right onto here. Press it down a little bit so it's glued right on. Then I'm going to take my white ribbon, the color of your choice, whatever you want to use, light this end, put a little bit of glue on it, and set this right in here. Push this down, and this is going to help hold down the glue a little bit as well. Bring it around. Got a little string hanging out. I'm going to use a tiny bit of glue right here as well. Don't get discouraged with this. If you have any questions, you could just leave a comment, or you can message me and I can help you with any questions that you have. I'm not afraid. I'll answer your questions. If you message me, I'll respond. I'm not just going to leave you hanging. You need to learn how to do this. If you're watching this, you want to learn. I'm going to help you learn. That's what I'm here for. That's why I'm trying to show you how to do this. It does take time, you know, to get something. Sometimes people are pretty crafty. If someone's pretty crafty, they might be able to get this right away. Other people, like me, when I first started, I was not really a crafty person. I wasn't crafty until recently. So I cut this off a little bit. And I lit the end. Now I'm opening it back up. Put a dab of glue right in there. And I'm going to push it back up. Push it down. Right there. Put this back down. Just hold it for a second. Pull off the little strings. See? A cute little bow right there. It's all done. See that? It doesn't take much time. If you go get a roll from your local store, they'll give you, you know, if you want a certain pattern, it could be 3 to 5 yards. This only took 23 inches. That's not even a yard. If you wanted to, you can make several of these. See? Several of these. And these are approximately 3.5 inches. That's a pretty good size. Especially on, you know, I use these for my daughter. It's a really good size. It's a really good size. You can make it smaller or bigger if you want to. Word of caution, if you want to go bigger, be careful because it's going to be more difficult to make these loops. It's going to be more difficult to make it look nice, okay? If you're going to go a lot bigger, then I would move up in the size. I'm using 1.5 inches here. 1.5 inches, okay? Don't use satin. Please don't use satin. It's not going to work. 1.5 inches, okay? If you want to go bigger, then you can go up to, what is it, 2.5 inches or so? I can't remember what the next one up is. And that ribbon will work better for a lot bigger bow. But the thing is we can make bigger bows with this, but it's gonna have to be designed a little bit differently. So I want to do the double layer boutique bow, okay? With the double layer boutique bow, I'm gonna want probably a 23 inch and maybe go to 25 or 26 inches, 2 different lengths, okay? Now that does make it bigger and we can still use it, but we're layering it to make it better. When you try to use this and make a lot bigger bow, the loops get a little bit funky, okay? So you could probably go up to maybe 5 inches or so. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying it doesn't look the best, okay? All right, so that's the end for this, the end of this episode. Please stay tuned, leave a like, comment, whatever. The next one we're gonna be doing is the double layer boutique bow. Stay tuned, and I hope you liked the video. Thank you.